Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another track guide. This week from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. All right, guys. So as I said, from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park this week for round two of the V8 Veterans. So Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I think people are going to find turn one a little bit, turn two very difficult, and then probably I've got the map up here, so I can actually tell you guys the corners, and then probably that back tight right number five, turn five they call it. They haven't actually got four and five. Four's the big sweeper coming down the hill. Yeah, so turn five there, I think people are going to find that a little bit iffy as well. But I'll try to talk you through it and take you through the line that I think is the quickest. Anyway, I think I could probably get about probably another tenth off this time. I was having a play last night and discovered a couple of things, especially in corner two, which I think anyone that hasn't really been here before or they're just sort of starting out will find a little bit helpful. Anyway, I'll jump straight into it. So I've done a 1:15:3:10 basically. As I said, I'd probably get another tenth off that one. So we'll jump straight into it. Got the map up there as well, so it might come in handy, and got the telemetry on there as usual. All right, it's coming down the main straight, guys, all the way up into fifth. So yeah, you're not selecting sixth. It'll rev out a little bit if you've come out of that last corner correctly, but don't stress about that too much. So coming down the main straight, under the Michelin sign there, as you can see, there's no brake marker whatsoever. That I basically, once again, just muscle memory, just going, oh, yep, I reckon that's about right. And just doing the same corner over and over and over, and then just, yeah, you basically just figure out where to brake. So with this one, I've taken it a couple of different ways so far. Just making sure that you can see my cursor, which you can't. Ah, well. So I've come straight down the left side of the track here, it kept it out wide, and then tried to sweep in really late. And then I watched a Madison Down tutorial on this from the Super 2s from 12 years ago, but it gave me a little bit of a hint. So coming more mid-track, he comes in more mid-track and then tries to keep it nice and tight on that curb on the right there. Even if you dip a right tyre inside the curb, doesn't matter. Come real nice and close to the concrete wall there. But just make sure you're not coming in too early. So coming in bit of a mid sort of apex, coming over the curb a little bit nice and close to that wall and getting a really quick run out of there. This one I've found, you'll probably see on the telemetry, and you'll see I've done the real time lap before I've gone through the explanation here. So you see on that, not a lot of braking. I'll just run it through here in real time before I really break it down. As you can see there, like barely even up to a quarter. It's really weird because I was coming flogging down here and then just tromping on the brakes trying to get a late break coming in, and it just unsteadies you and you can't set up your line and stuff like that. So yeah, coming more mid-track, coming across mid-apex, touching your curb, dropping the tyres over, keeping nice and tight, close to that wall on the right there, and then just getting a good run out, not too much braking as you'll understeer. But make sure you completely turn before you accelerate out, as this is one where people tend to get on the gas really early and then just wash out over the left side of the track. So I'll just run through it in real time here, guys. Coming across, just nicking that curb, dipping a tyre. As you can see there, I could probably come a lot closer than what I have. This was not the tidiest lap, but for some reason it was quick. I think it was mainly due to the second corner here, because that's when I started figuring it out. I was like, oh, okay, yep, sweet. But yeah, as I said, first corner there could probably get a little bit tighter there. So coming up the second corner here, this is the tricky one. So coming across, you want to get all the way over to the right-hand side here. I'll run through it in real time, and then we'll talk through it. So as you can see there, you're coming up to the second corner, getting all the way over to the right there, but come off it's probably about that second black marker there on the right. Oh no, it looked like there was a marker there. No marker. All right, let's see if we can find a brake marker. Yeah, there's just nothing. It's it's sort of hard. Once again, it's just muscle memory, but you're coming up there, you want to stay on the right-hand side of the track, off the accelerator, coming up over the crest in a straight line, shifting back to fourth, and coming in nice and tight on this left-hand side of the track there. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see shit. Yeah, so oh, you can't see my. Oh, you can see it. There we go. Yeah, so coming down here and then just drifting off to the left-hand side and just keeping it nice and tight. A lot of people will come in here, brake really late, and shift late. I've noticed if you get your braking done off the accelerator, braking, shifting, and then getting into the corner, setting your line, and then accelerating through the corner. Because as you'll see, when I come up here, get over the crest, just as I start coming into the corner, just past that wall on the left there, I start accelerating, and it'll get the arse end right around and just get you a good run out of the corner. That's about the most I can explain that corner. Guys, once again, if you're having trouble, sort of have a look at it in real time. But yeah, we'll run through it again. It's coming over to the right here, off the accelerator, back down to fourth, setting your line, then accelerating through the corner, keeping it nice and tight there, getting a good run out. See, I haven't even used all the track there. I could probably go out a little bit wider, but once again, if you're using more track, you tend to slow down sometimes, but you want to get back over to the left here to set up the next right-hander, so that's probably the best line there. So for the next right-hander here, let me consult my map here. 1, 2, 3. So the third corner. This sign on the left, there is actually a brake marker about a car length before this sign on the left. I've gone a little bit late here and shifted really quickly. Once again, it's not the tidiest lap, but the line is pretty much what you want to take. So about a car length before that sign, I'm going off the accelerator back to fourth, and then just before I'm about to turn back to third. You want to try to get the latest apex you can, just to set up the exit of this turn 3. I'll run through it in real time here. So back down to fourth, back to third. As you can see, I'm coming right around the corner before I'm even touching the curb there, setting my line, and then just, you want to accelerate out of this, and you want to accelerate out quite hard, but you don't want to get that where you start spinning the tires and the arse end starts coming out, you start drifting sideways. You want to go forward. So just keep sort of that in mind, guys. Yeah, before you start spinning the tires up and going, why the hell am I not going straight? But anyway, we'll run through that in real time again. So yeah, just a car length there, back to fourth, back to third, coming right around. As you see, the arse end wanted to start coming around there, and then just accelerating out as hard as you can, using all the track there. So this one, the next turn here can be a little bit of a tricky one, turn 4, as you're coming straight like this, and then it tapers off down the hill and around the corner. If you don't take the correct line, or you don't get off the accelerator at the right time, it will shoot you wide, which will completely stuff up this back part of the track, turn 5. And slow you down significantly. So my line for this one, coming all the way over to the right here, turning in, trying to keep about a half a car length off the curb up here on the left. As you'll see, I'll run through it in real time, and then I'll explain it. Keeping about half car length off, getting off the gas, and then you don't really have to brake too much. Maybe it's just a bit of a steadying brake, just to get it around, but keeping nice and tight to the left-hand side. I'll show you here. Off, just so it tips the car in. So it goes off, tips the car in, and then you get back on the gas to keep it over to the left-hand side of the track. We'll run through that again. So I'm in fifth gear. I don't go down a gear. I was going down a gear, but yeah, it just slows you down way too much. So we'll go through that one. So aiming for about half car length, just over here, off, back on the gas, and then fourth, third, second before you're about to turn in. Whoops, hit the wrong button. So with this next, what do they call it? Turn 5. It's two corners, but yeah, they call it turn 5. I was coming down here, if you can still see the cursor, which it looks like you can. Yeah, I'll just enlarge that so I can see what I'm doing. Ah, look at that. So you want to stick all the way over the left here. I was coming in here really tight when I first started practicing on the track, and I was like, oh, I don't know if that's the quickest line. So I started keeping it out wide so that when you come into the corner, you're not doing these ones and then going out wide and then coming back in close. I was trying to stay out to the left-hand side of the track to get a straight break and then turn into the corner, but it doesn't seem to I was doing that and my times were coming down, and then I started coming in really close to the curb and like coming in and shooting out to the left and slowing down. Like, because once you come through, you sort of, instead of braking parallel with the corner, you're braking on more of a 45 that way, and then you're turning into the corner. So anyway, that's the way I've found it a little bit quicker. Sort of so hard to explain, but you'll see here in real time. So I'll run you through it all the way back down to third, back down to second, nice and tight through there, out to the left, but slowing down. You don't want to jam your foot on the brake either, because that will shoot you out over the left. You just want to like just be touching it. We'll have a look on the telemetry here. We'll use that one. So you're at about half, and then you're just tapering off your brakes all the way through there, so you can set up your right-hander for the exit out of this corner. Some people, if you're running single screens like me, will find it a little bit hard here. For anyone that's running triples, you won't have a problem. Anyone running a VR, not a problem. But I'm running singles. I actually look for, it's probably better off in the cockpit view, but see this wear patch with the racing line. I set it up so that my left-hand tire just dips inside that top. So I'm looking for that wear patch, and I'm coming up, braking, turning in. And once I notice that it's going to take me just inside that, I start turning, and then I can spot my curb, and then I know, okay, that's because I can't, when I'm coming in at this angle, I can't actually see that curb on the right. I can only see the racing line, the worn racing line. So I'm aiming for that, looking, going, if I turn here, I'm going to drop half the car inside that. And as I start turning, I can see the curb, and then I'm accelerating out. I've done a little bit early here, but this is where I started to realize that, oh, okay, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that worn racing line, trying to keep half the car inside it, and then it just nicks the curb. But most of you guys probably got triples anyway, so not something really to concern yourself with. So we'll just boot through this one. I'll stop talking. All right, all the way down to second, braking on that angle, looking for that line, coming in, and then just nicking that curb. Try not to nick the curb. It tends to unstable the car a little bit. Accelerating out. Nothing too stressful about Mario Andretti straight away here, just accelerating up. For some reason I stay on the right all the time, drift out to the left, and then come across the right again most of the time. Having it on that one. So this one can be a little bit tricky as well. I'll run through it in real time there. I've gone a little bit wide there, but basically that's the line I'm looking for. So I come up here, and I'm looking for that third pole on the left. So you got one here, two, and three. I'm looking for that one. I'm getting off the accelerator, back to fifth, and then as I'm coming in and setting up my line, back to fourth. So I try to stay, once again, half a car length out from that first curb, because it sort of comes in and it turns on a curb, and it's a continuous sweeper, but then you got another curb. So coming in, trying to keep it half a car length out from that first curb, and I'm in fourth at that time. Tends to shoot you through the corner. It's almost like a double apex on the corner. So you come in, hit that first one, sweeping out just a little bit, and then accelerating to get yourself around onto that next curb. I probably could have kept it a little bit tighter through this one, but yeah, it's the line I had. So back to fifth, back to fourth there, a little bit tighter there. Coming around, getting you back on the gas, just to get yourself around that corner, and you want to stay sort of basically on this line where I've got it. If you can stay further to the right, that's great, but don't go out of your way to come across and then come back across into the corner. It will slow you down. So yeah, straight into this corner. I've noticed with this one, turn 9 they call it. Okay, so it's continuous. It's like turn 9A, turn 9B. Come in here, but you can actually brake a little bit later, I've noticed, than what I thought you could. I started pushing it. So as you can see, I'm on the brakes there. You can actually brake a lot later than that. You can really accelerate out of that last sweeping part of the right hander and really shoot it towards the corner and then pull it up later. Just a little tip there for anyone that might see that as a passing opportunity. I didn't suggest it because it could cause a lot of drama. You probably need cooperation with both drivers to get through there and get the pass done. But that's a little bit of a sneaky one there to have a look at. I'd imagine taking a wider line through there. I've raced here once or twice, and I think I recall from the last race there was a lot of too wide going through this corner, so just be careful of that one. The pass can get done on the outside, and if they're on the outside, they're going to be on the inside for the next corner, so just keep that in mind, guys. All right, so running through this in real time, looking for that third post on the left there. Off the accelerator, down to fifth, down to fourth, double apex through here, straightening it out, accelerating, and then on the brakes. Pretty basic, that left-hander. Don't do what I've done there and dip your tyre up. Sort of keep it out a little bit wider, but that corner is quite easy to take. It doesn't slide. I haven't had a problem with it so far. I'm actually pushing it with the brakes and then getting on the gas a lot earlier because I can get around it. And getting on the gas earlier tends to get you around and over to the left here to set up this next right-hander. Now with the last right-hander here, guys, there's no real brake marker. It's probably those signs on the left there. For some reason, I was looking at this. There's a bump, like a little weird thing on the bitumen of the track that I kept looking at. And just before I'd hit that, I'd get off the accelerator, coast through, and basically just on the curb, I'd start accelerating and it'd just get the perfect run out onto the straight. But I'd probably suggest the end of the signs there. We'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, so it's just after the signs. That's where I'm getting on the brakes, but just on or just after those signs on the left there, guys. Once again, off the accelerator and just mildly on the brakes. I've noticed there's not a lot of hard braking around this track. You probably would think because a lot of the corners are very tight, but there's not a real lot of 3/4 to full braking around here. It's really quite light. It's half to a quarter braking around most of the corners. So just keep that one in mind as well. But yeah, just after those signs there, guys, in a straight line back to oh, you're in third, so just hold third. Yeah. So coming into the previous one, you've come down. I probably should have mentioned that. You see you're back to fourth, and then coming into this one, you're back down to third. Keep it nice and tight over here to the left. Holding third, don't go down to second. Nice late apex, and then accelerating out as hard as you can using all the track. All right. So that's another track guide. I hope it helped. As I said, the guide I probably put up beforehand, so have a look at that. I find it better to run through this one with other guides that I've looked at, run through me talking about it, and then go back and have a look at it in real time again. Tends to help out a little bit. But yeah, guys, that's another track guide. Hope it helped. Leave a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. And can't wait to see you on Thursday night. Cheers.